I'm joined now by Uwe Parpart. He's chief economist and strategist at Cantor, Fitzgerald in Hong Kong. Uwe, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, hi.
This idea of reprofiling, does it mean that we're edging closer to the notion that bondholders are going to share some of the pain?
Well, it's inevitable because, I completely agree with Bill Gross. Greece is insolvent. This is no longer an issue of liquidity. I've been saying this actually on this program for nearly a year now. I think postponing the day of reckoning just makes the problem ever more intractable and politically more difficult to handle. So, yes, the bondholders will have to share in the pain, but first of all, we actually have to declare that there is an insolvency and that this situation can no longer be postponed. And that's the first step. And I think they're not quite ready yet to take that. But again, if they once again fail to do so, it's just going to be another, 100, 200 basis points for the Greek bonds, and the whole thing becomes just ridiculous.
But it does seem as if, Uwe, that we might be approaching that first stage. I mean, how soon might it come upon us?
Well, I think there's a chance that it might actually be happening today when the full EU group of finance ministers meet and when they, have to deal with this situation. I think everyone knows that, just pushing it further down the road just doesn't help anybody. It certainly doesn't help Greece. The Portuguese situation is somewhat less immediately urgent, but it is almost in the same type of situation. So the sooner they can do it, the better. I think the biggest problem here is that Angela Merkel, the German chancellor, has very big political problems at home. There are up to 50 members of her governing coalition that don't want to spend any more money, period. So something's got to give.
It was business as usual yesterday, Uwe, despite the events surrounding Dominique Strauss-Kahn. Taking all this into consideration, is it now time to maybe have an emerging markets head of the IMF rather than a European?
I think it would be ideal, but again, I think the Europeans at the moment, they got a lot of support from Strauss-Kahn. The IMF took up to 1/3 of the bailout, so would a non-European be as anxious to come up with as much? I guess that's the one question, and that's why Angela Merkel said yesterday that she thinks that Europe should continue in that position. On the other hand, the IMF has to restructure itself, and this is the right time. And there are 2 or 3 very, very good candidates. The central bank governor of Mexico, Carstens, a former IMF official and deputy director, the Mr. Montag Singh Ahluwalia, the head of the Indian Planning Commission. These are high-quality, very experienced financial policy makers, and they should be given a chance.
Uwe, thanks for joining us today. Uwe Parpart there, chief economist and strategist at Cantor Fitzgerald in Hong Kong.